plan already started breaking before the first pitch was even thrown. Because when you look at the Toronto Blue Jays rotation right now, it's not a question of talent. It never was. It's a question of availability. And that changes everything. Yesavich out. 15-day injured list. Right shoulder. Showed up to spring training already limited. Slow ramp up. 35 pitches in a minor league game. Felt good, but it wasn't enough time. Simple as that. And then you pause, think, okay, 15 days isn't the end of the world. Except it's not just him. Shane Bieber, forearm fatigue. Jose Barrios, stress fracture in the elbow. Three starters out before the season even begins. And this is where the conversation starts to get uncomfortable. Because on paper, this was one of the deepest rosters in the league. The front office was aggressive. Added names. Stacked options. Built cushion. But depth only exists until the moment you actually have to use it. And that moment came way too early. The rotation opening the season has Kevin Gausman, Dylan Cease, Cody Ponce, Max Scherzer, and Eric Lauer. And pause here. That's still a strong rotation. No one's arguing that. There's experience. There's stuff. There's track record. But this isn't about who's there. It's about who isn't. Because Yesavich wasn't just another name on that list. He was the piece that changes the ceiling. 22 years old, 20th overall pick. Came into late last season with no weight, no expectations, and walked out of the playoffs with everyone watching. And it wasn't empty hype. 3.21 ERA in 14 innings in the regular season. Small sample? Sure. But clean. Controlled. Then October hits, and he turns into something else. 3.58 ERA. But that doesn't tell the full story. 35.8% strikeout rate. 35.8. That's not normal. That's dominance. Walks? 10.1%. Still high. Still raw. Still young. But what he did against the Dodgers lineup at Dodger Stadium, that's not something you teach. 1 run. 7 innings. 12 strikeouts. 12. Now hold on to that for a second, because some people are treating this injury like a small delay, almost procedural. But what if that's not really the issue? What if the real problem is the timing? Because it's not just about missing games. It's about losing development, losing competitive rhythm, losing the chance to start the season already in sync with the league. And for a guy entering the year as a Rookie of the Year favorite, that matters more than it seems. And here's a detail almost nobody is talking about. The Blue Jays built this rotation specifically so they wouldn't have to rely on a rookie. But now, his absence exposes how much he was already part of plan, not as a compliment, as impact. And there's another layer. Because when you stack injuries at the start of the season, even if none are serious, the cumulative effect is real. Shane Bieber is already throwing on flat ground. Should be back soon. Jose Barrios asymptomatic. Found the fracture almost by accident. On paper, reassuring. In reality, it turns into constant management. Pitch count here. Extra rest there. Schedule adjustments. And the team starts playing reacting, not controlling. Now stop, because there's a point here that changes everything. The Blue Jays can't afford another injury. Not one. Not even a minor one. Because the depth is already being used. Bowden Francis, out for the year. Tommy John. Ricky Tiedemann injured. Jake Bloss injured. And then you look at what's left. Yariel Rodriguez, maybe. Lazaro Estrada. 7 MLB innings. Adam Macko, no experience. Spencer Miles, no experience. Off the main roster, Connor Seabold never stuck. Michael Plasmeyer, 11 career innings. That's not depth. That's patchwork. And patchwork works until it doesn't. And this is where the market reality comes in. Teams that compete for a World Series, they don't just have talent. They have reliable redundancy. When one goes down, another steps in and keeps the level steady. Doesn't have to be a star, but it has to be stable. Right now, the Blue Jays have stars. But once you look past the fifth option, the ground starts to disappear. And that creates a chain reaction. The rotation has to go deeper into games. The bullpen gets overworked. The schedule gets heavier. And by the time you hit June, July, the team isn't operating at the same physical level anymore, even if the talent is still there. And there's the human side that we always ignore. Yesavich isn't just an arm. He's the guy who put the team up 3-2 in the World Series. He's the guy who, in that moment, looked like the future happening in real time. And now, he starts the year watching. That matters. It affects confidence. It affects expectations. It affects narrative. Because hype doesn't disappear. It just turns into accumulated pressure. And then comes the question nobody wants to ask. When he comes back, will he be the same? Or will he be a guy trying to catch up on lost time? Now let's be direct. What do the Blue Jays gain here? Time. Time to not rush a young arm. Time to protect an asset that could be elite. What do they lose? Immediate impact, rhythm, and maybe a few games early in the season. And those games matter. They always matter. Because the division doesn't wait. The American League doesn't slow down because a rookie's shoulder flared up. And the schedule doesn't negotiate. So the real situation is this. The rotation is still good, but the margin for error is gone. Anything outside the script, and the conversation changes completely. Now I want to hear from you. Is this just a normal early season delay, or is it already a warning sign we're ignoring? Because if it's the second, this problem didn't start now. It just became visible. Drop your take. Disagree, or tell me I'm overreacting. But one thing is certain, this start to the season won't be smooth